Second.
There it goes. Cool.
Okay, cool. Hey, I'm here with Jay Forte, and gonna talk to him about the Modern Dad Council and what his involvement is with that. Jay is the creator of the Greatness Zone and Life Possibilities course, which is a course that I proudly teach. So, Jay, could you kind of describe what it is that you do and why it is that you decided to be a part of the Dad Council or the Modern Dad Council, and what it is that your specialty is in this council.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm glad to. So I am I like to think of myself mostly as a facilitator and a teacher. Um, so a teacher, a writer, a coach, and a speaker. And I speak around the concept of greatness. You know, how do you discover what yours is, and how do you bring it to your world? How do you not play small? And I do that mostly because most of my life that wasn't what I did. I was totally miscast, chose the wrong jobs, wrong relationships, wrong a lot of things. And what I learned in the process is that you have to be true to yourself, and in being true to yourself, the world kind of opens up and finds or shows opportunities that fit you. So struggling for most of my life gave me, I think, ultimately the wisdom to share how to do this with others. So a lot of my work now is with anybody in transition, but we're really, a heavy focus for us are high school, college, and middle school, high school, and college kids and their parents on how to help kids be ready for life, how to help them discover their greatness and use that greatness. In other words, build their life around what they do best. So to me, there's a direct link into the Modern Dad Council, because I don't know that modern dads historically, or dads historically, ever talk to their kids about greatness. I don't know that they ever encourage their kids to be who they truly were, where most parents kind of encourage their kids to be little versions of the parents. So I'm kind of a loud, outspoken voice reminding parents that our job as parents is to walk next to our kids, to guide our kids into discovering what's unique and amazing about them and helping them find a place where they get to do that in life.
And I get an email from you each week for your daily greatness inspiration. And this week, your email says fail. The F is first, the A, attempt, I is in, the L is learning. So it's your first attempt in learning. You know, access greatness comes through the learning.
Yeah.
And I just love that. That really speaks to me, and I think it speaks to what we're our goal here in the Modern Dad Council is. So
Yeah, no, and I like that you brought that up. I mean, we're not here to tell any dad or any parent how to be. We're here trying to raise or just to change the discussion, and to bring a discussion around today's issues and see if any of us as dads are stuck in an old method, an old paradigm that doesn't serve us, or could we be modern? And modern doesn't mean, well, we don't know what modern means. That's kind of what we talk about on the Modern Dad Council. We're trying to invent how do the best dads show up today? And couldn't we call those modern dads? And maybe it means, well, it could be anything. How do we relate? How do we talk? What's our relationships like? How do we spend time with our kids? You know, the other thing I bring to the council is I'm the gay dad in this conversation as well, because that's part of today's dad as well. So why not have a perspective from all of that, and to see, in doing that, how might we expand how we show up to our kids, how we show up to our spouses or our partners too. And really what it needs is just a discussion that isn't about blame, but a discussion about being progressive. You know, how might we discover what's best in us and show up as our best selves, and then encourage our world to do the same. And I think that kind of puts really where my role is. It's how do I bring the greatness theme to the group, and how do I bring that the message that dads don't always look like dads used to, but that doesn't mean they're not really wildly capable as dads, and also part of the new formula.
well, yeah, I think that speaks a lot to the fact that parenting, there is no black and white with when it comes to this is the right way, this is the wrong way, and I think that's kind of the old way of thinking was, you know, this is the right way that a house is supposed to look like this. You know, if you're a proper family, this is what the structure looks like. And if you're anything but that, you've got it all wrong. It's all backwards. It's all screwed up. And it's interesting as I, talk to more and more people about what I do. They're like, "Wow, I never thought that you would be divorced twice and have two kids from two different women and all this stuff." Just as I'm sure you might get the same thing, like, "What? You're a gay dad? Like, what? You're so yeah, but you don't you're not like this. You're an awesome guy and you have all these things that you bring to the table. So how can that be?" And so we don't have to fit into a box. There is no right and wrong. But like you said, how can we take what we have and our gifts and bring the greatest version of that to our family and in the world, really?
I like that, Chris, because I think we get so much pressure to be something specific. And, and all of our conversations around the greatness zone, the greatness zone reminds us that we're not like anybody. There's uniqueness about us, and that's part of what our greatness is. So I've got to bring that greatness in the way that I parent. That, to me, is the formula for a modern dad. Be yourself as an amazing person, and that amazing person will be amazing to the roles that they're in. Dad, partner, spouse, whatever it is. And so the word modern there, I just like to think of progressive. How are we changing with the times so that we are always staying focused on our kids, showing up big to them, and showing up big to ourselves in the process?
That's awesome. Well, Jay, I really want to thank you for being a part of the Modern Dad Council. You bring such an amazing perspective, and I love the coaching and the teaching that you give, because you give a little bit more structure to the program, and it's awesome. So
Thank
I
you.
want to thank you, and you can check Jay out. Jay, this is your time to plug, right? So your websites, your emails, whatever.
Great. So you can find all the work that we do on the Greatness Zone side at thegreatnesszone.com. We have the Greatness Zone as a Facebook page as well. We have Ready for Life as our new program that's coming up. There will be a readyforlife.me website. The 4 is the number 4, ready number 4 life.me. There is a Ready for Life Facebook page. Thank you, Chris. You can find me on LinkedIn and Twitter at Greatness Zone or Jay Forte. So we're everywhere. There's one final thing. We also do a lot of work in the workplace, and you can find all of our work on that environment at fireupyouremployees.com. So a lot of places are thinking the one thread that runs through all of it is show up big. Be yourself and show up big. And so we provide the tools in order to help you figure that out, so that each day you start to choose what's right for you instead of letting the world push you around.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jay. And like I said, you could check him out on Modern Dad Council and at thegreatnesszone.com and all of those sites. So awesome.
Great. Thanks, Chris.